If there's one thing that's lacking nowadays, it's good leaders. Take a look around you. Public figures in politics, business, or any other field you can think of have been replaced by people that lack integrity or any real leadership skills. Now more than ever, we need strong individuals that aren't afraid of adversity, that lead by example, that motivates everyone around them to be the best possible versions of themselves. Leadership is an essential skill you'll need to develop in order to achieve a life of massive success and wealth, and that's what we're here for. Welcome to Mouth of Money. Today, we'll discuss what makes a great leader, the misconceptions of leadership, and all the traits you'll need to become an effective one. We'll even reveal one of our personal favorite leaders and how important it is for you to apply one of his philosophies to your life. With that said, let's begin with the importance of leadership. In all fields of life, we need leaders that rise to the occasion and take charge, who pride themselves in thinking forward and striving for excellence. Generally speaking, in our society, those that rise to the top are the best in their fields. But today, the perception of leaders is extremely distorted. In fact, we often think of leaders as people with lots of power and money, who, like tyrants, aggressively command respect and obedience. But that couldn't be further from the truth. And anytime someone without the fundamental skills of a leader gets themselves into a position of power, bad things tend to happen. A team without a leader is like a body without a head. No matter how good the team is, without a good leader, things wouldn't work quite properly. Bad leaders demand respect while giving none, putting their interest above everybody else's and acting like the world owes them something. Instead, they should work collaboratively with the people around them and not just arrogantly dishing out orders. They should inspire and improve the efficiency of the workplace. But what are the traits of a great leader? Let's take a look. Traits of a great leader. Resilience. Sometimes things don't go as originally planned. It's an inevitable part of life. Imagine you're working on a very important project, but then a water pipe breaks and floods your office, pushing the deadline. You'll have to think outside the box here and have the mental fortitude to keep going and work around the problem accordingly, no matter how small or big it is. Dependability. Being a good leader means your team should be able to trust and rely on you. Dependable leaders follow through with their plans and always make good on their promises. And with trust, stronger relationships are built, creating a more resilient team that can overcome any obstacle. So, make sure to stick to your obligations, arrive on time to work, and meet those deadlines. Learning. Leaders have an insatiable appetite for knowledge. They want to be one step in front of the competition, constantly modeling others by reading and studying them, and humble enough to understand they'll never reach a point where they've learned all there is to know. In fact, two perfect examples are Elon Musk and Warren Buffett. They read up to 6 hours a day. And if this is the habit of two of the richest men in history, well, that's all the proof you need that leaders are indeed readers. Drive. As a general rule of thumb, your why should make you cry. All great leaders have a why. What drives you on a deep emotional level? They have an intrinsic motivation that fuels a mission that's bigger than themselves. Take some time to discover the reason you do what you do, and you'll find your own personal why. Make sure you're chasing more than just money and success, as these things are considered to be merely surface level. Striving to improve the life of your family's finances or wanting to contribute to your community in a very impactful way is something different entirely. Elon wants to gift the world with an environmentally friendly automobile alternative, and Bill Gates wants to make operating systems more efficient and available to everyone. Determining what drives you is one of the most important traits of a good leader. Accountability. Mistakes are what makes us human, and everyone, no matter how good they are, makes them sometimes. A good leader should always act responsibly and take accountability for their actions. You should have the integrity to admit you were wrong and accept all the consequences that come along with it. And owning up to your errors will be without a doubt appreciated by your peers. Taking merit for achievements is easy, but it's taking accountability for failures that makes a true leader. Team management. You can't do it alone. In fact, no one can. Working towards a common goal will always be a team effort. As a leader, it's your job to help the team work together cohesively while bringing value to a project. All team members have their own unique talents and skills, and can contribute in their own unique way. Think about it like a puzzle. It's your job as a leader to put all the pieces together so that the team is able to collaborate together in the most efficient way possible. Listening. And how could you be a good team player without knowing how to listen to the people around you? Leadership means accepting you don't know it all and always being open to hearing some sound advice and feedback from others. Listening will help you better connect, understand and empathize with your teammates, creating strong bonds and a positive dynamic environment. Mentorship. In the words of legendary U.S. President Ronald Reagan, the greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. They're the one that gets the people to do the greatest things. Leadership is more than just being the best at something. Good leaders share their competencies and mentor their teams. They don't only think about themselves, but make it a priority to help their teammates realize their full potential. Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism. The leadership lessons of one man, in particular, stood the test of time. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, one of our personal favorite leaders, reigning from 161 to 180 after Christ. Aurelius is known as the last emperor of the Pax Romana, the golden age of Roman history. He won many wars and took the empire out of economic depression and a pandemic, all by adapting the ancient Greek philosophy of Stoicism. Stoicism teaches that decisions should be made logically instead of emotionally. It's about accepting fate, because in life, everything that happens to you is neutral. It all depends on how you react to it. This philosophy trains you to act with self-control and virtue, always remaining disciplined and clearly distinguishing what can be controlled and what can't, making it the perfect leadership ethos. Becoming stoic and acting with integrity and competence will make you a great leader people are willing to follow. And there's no better proof of this than a quick look through a history book. In fact, Marcus Aurelius wasn't the only stoic leader. Most of the best leaders of all time, whether knowingly or not, acted by the same rules to achieve their greatness. More great leaders. Moses. Think about Moses. In the Old Testament, he frees the Israelites from the slavery of the Egyptian Pharaoh and led them across the Red Sea to their homeland. According to the myth, for 40 years they wandered the desert, oftentimes doubting his authority. But Moses persevered. Driven by faith, he overcame countless obstacles and arrived to the Promised Land, achieving his lifelong mission. Alexander the Great. King of the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedonia, Alexander the Great is known as a legendary military leader. By the age of 30, he had created one of the mightiest empires of all time, stretching from Greece to India, connecting Europe and Asia. His exquisite leadership skills are still studied today, being one man from a small kingdom that shocked the world and changed the course of history. Joan of Arc. Born a peasant in France during the 15th century, Joan of Arc is considered one of history's best military leaders. In a time where women were only destined to be wives and mothers, she achieved the unthinkable and led the French troops against the English during the 100-Year War. Joan of Arc proves that through iron will, you can accomplish anything, no matter your gender. However, for her acts of bravery, the English unfortunately burned her on the stake, but her memory lives on as a French national icon. Franz Joseph of Habsburg. Franz Joseph Habsburg is the longest reigning emperor of all time. He inherited the Austrian Empire in 1848 and reigned until 1916, a period filled with social and ethnic tension. Rising nationalism threatened the existence of the Austrian Empire, but through skilled diplomacy and exceptional leadership, Franz Joseph managed to keep it from collapsing on itself, becoming a beloved leader to many. Elon Musk. Yep, we mentioned this guy earlier in the video. It's simply impossible to talk about leaders without mentioning the Tesla, SpaceX, and PayPal titan. Worth a staggering $194.1 billion, Musk has set himself apart for venturing outside of society's comfort zone. He's known as one of the greatest innovators and entrepreneurs of our time, in various fields from accessible electric cars with Tesla to new frontiers of space travel with SpaceX. Elon Musk is changing the world on a monumental scale as we know it. How to apply these lessons. Becoming a leader starts with you, plain and simple. Sure, you can take inspiration from great people of the past and present, but to lead, you have to first act. Start small, develop skills, and build up the necessary competencies you'll need to excel in whatever you're doing. People will follow who they respect, So it's essential that you become a master of your craft and create an aura of confidence through your tonality and body language. As a friendly reminder, work intensively with your team and don't try to do everything all by yourself, or over time it'll be impossible for you to handle. And above all else, become a people person. Connect with those around you and help them transform in positive, unimaginable ways. Build their strengths and improve upon their weaknesses while elevating their sense of belonging. This video only scratches the surface of how to become a great leader. There's so much more you'll have to discover on your own, but fortunately, we're here to support you every step of the way, because Mouth of Money is where true leaders are made. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about becoming a leader, then you should go ahead and watch our 17 best books for today's leaders. See you there!